Hey everybody, Oversports here, coming to you with some instant reactions from Green Bay's 34-23 loss against the Atlanta Falcons. And not too much good to take out of this. I don't want to say it was expected, because I did think this would be a close game, but as from the moment that the Falcons drove down the field and scored the first touchdown of the game on the opening drive, I thought to myself, that's probably how this game is going to go, isn't it? And that's pretty much how it did go. Packers defense only got 4 stops all night. They didn't force any turnovers. The Falcons were able to move the ball at will on them. And the big question coming into this game was, can the Packers defense keep up what they did last week? And the answer is no, they cannot. And it was a rough game for the Packers. They played a little bit better in the second half. They held Atlanta to 3 points on offense, but obviously that was mostly because the Packers had the ball for the most time. There was a lot of good to take away from the second half. Offensively, the Packers were able to move the ball better, but ultimately it came down to just them playing the Falcons playing off the line of scrimmage, which allowed the Packers to move the ball easily down the field. And if the Falcons had kept up the defensive pressure they had on them in the first half, it probably would have been a lot uglier than it was. But like I said, I expected the Packers to lose this game. I expected it to be closer, obviously, but it is what it is. The Packers did not win this game. There was very bad calls in this game that went against the Packers. One, at the end of the first half, an illegal screen call on Martellus Bennett. They said that it was because he was beyond 1 yard, and you can do pick plays within a yard of the line of scrimmage, and he wasn't well within a yard of the line of scrimmage when he did that pick play, and it cost the Packers about a 40-yard pass play, and that could have changed the entire game. The Packers were only down 17-7 at that point, and if they get a field goal out of that, it's 17-10, and then the Packers get the ball and start the opening drive. And then there was the Packers, they fumbled the ball. Rodgers got hit, and they threw a lateral, and it was returned for a touchdown, and that gave the Falcons a 31-7 lead. And after that, the next drive, the Packers moved the ball downfield, and they got a touchdown, but it was called back on a pick play, which I really did not agree with. Again, they got Geronimo Allison for the pick, even though he didn't really block. He kind of just ran into the receiver. And I did not see a pass interference there or a pick, and it was a touchdown, and I think it should have stood. So that gives the Packers 27 points there. So at the end of the game, because you take away the 3 that they got on the field goal, and you give them 7 points. So suddenly this is a 34-27 game. And then if you take away the touchdown that Atlanta got off of that interception, the play after the Packers got that call back, at the end of the first half, then this is a 27-27 game, right? So, there's just so many different plays that could have gone either way for the Packers, and it didn't fall in their favor. And what are you gonna do? It's football, and things like that happen. And a lot of people see this as a demoralizing loss for the Packers, and it's not. It really isn't. A few plays changed the entire complexion of this football game. The Packers easily could have been in it right down to the last second of the game. And, it showed, if anything, it showed that our defense still needs a lot of work. But I'm not overreacting, and I'm not saying the season's over. I'm not saying any of that, because the Packers still got a long way to go in this season, and I really truly believe that they'll get it back together. And Aaron Rodgers definitely didn't have a bad day throwing the ball. He had 2 touchdowns. He had over 300 yards. We just got to regroup and head out to the Bengals at home for next week. And I think the Packers will rebound with a win there, because the Bengals have looked pretty terrible this year. So, anyways, those are my instant reactions for the game. Let me know what you guys thought of the game in the comments. It was a pretty... it was a loss, and it doesn't feel good to lose, but things like this happen, and it's necessary for a team to learn and to grow. So anyways, guys, that's all I really have to say in this video. Leave a like and subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.